Hazit, it's Lina Girl right here in the Kanile'a Sound Studio. And today we're talking story with a wahine who has been part of an award-winning duo, but now she's solo, she's singing, she's playing, and she's going worldwide with it. I can't wait for you to meet Honoka right here on the Artist Spotlight series. It's all part of the breakdown. I'm so excited to talk story with you, sister. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I just want to be clear about the pronunciation of your name, first of all, because I've heard Honoka, I've heard Honoka, and I've heard Honoka. So what is it really? What do you call yourself?
I say Honoka.
Honoka. Okay, then Honoka it is. Or beautiful, or fabulous, or amazing, right?
I'll take any.
I love that. Sis, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And I know this is a little bit different. I know most interviews, you got your ukulele, so you kind of got that little, almost like a safety net, right? We took that away from you.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Because I want people to know who you are as a Kanile'a artist and just as an ukulele player and as a woman who's making great music in the world.
Thank you.
So tell me where it all began. Where did the love for the ukulele begin?
So I first picked up the ukulele when I was 8. I actually moved from Japan when I was 6. And I think growing up, just driving around the car when we would still listen to the radio. Now it's Spotify. But when it was radio time, you turn on the radio and pretty much every song had ukulele in it. And I think I just told my mom, oh, I want to try that instrument. And then when I was 8, for Christmas, I got an ukulele from Santa Claus, and I've just been playing ever since.
That's crazy.
It's cute.
It is. It's awesome. So did you learn on your own, or did you take formal lessons? How did that begin for you?
Right. So my first teacher was Troy Fernandez. Because
are you serious? I didn't know that. Really? Yeah, that guy is a beast.
Yeah,
I love it.
I actually went to elementary school with the older daughter.
Oh, wow.
So we were good friends, and then turns out her dad was Troy Fernandez, so I took some lessons. I was 8, and then I took from him for a while. I want to say a couple years. And then I joined Ukulele Hale in Kaimuki, Jody Kamisato, and he taught me a bunch, and then learn from all kinds of people along the way.
Right. Oh, so you come from a good lineage there. Yeah. Troy Fernandez, Jody Kamisato. But I also know that you're starting to create your own style, and we'll be talking story about that in a little bit. So we are learning from Troy, we're learning from Jody, and is this where you meet Azita?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I met Azita through Ukulele Hale. We both went there as kids. And then I think, long story short, what had happened was we both entered the Duke's Ukes contest, which I love.
Yes.
And for practice, we were entering as solo artists. But to practice, we started busking on Kalakaua, just, for a stage presence.
Are you serious? How old were you then?
I want to say 14.
No way.
I think so. Yeah, my parents were there.
Okay. No, of course.
Yeah.
But what was the just seeing two young girls, because I know Azita is just a little bit younger than you, but seeing two young girls with their ukuleles right there on Waikiki, what was that like? What was that energy like?
To be honest, I don't remember. I think I was just having fun. So as kids, you're just having fun, fearless. And I remember, so we were practicing for the contest, right? But that's only one song.
Yes.
So I play one song, Azita plays one song, and then everyone's like, okay, what's the next song? So we had to, build
come
our
up with
repertoire.
other songs.
Yeah. And then we just continued even after the Duke's Ukes contest. We really liked busking, so we just continued, and then eventually it went from there.
That was crazy. And then, of course, you guys took top spot in the International Ukulele Contest, right?
Yes.
As a team.
Yes.
And I love that. But I know that Azita has gone on to great things in regards to her education, and I love that. But your heart was in the ukulele, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
When she had told us she wanted to pursue medical school, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Should I continue? Should I not continue? But I couldn't see my life without the ukulele. And even if I didn't pursue a career in ukulele, I would still play it every day. So I just thought, what else am I going to do? This is the only thing I can think of. So
yeah. Well, I just want to be clear, family. Education is still very important to you, especially when it comes to the environment. True?
True. Yeah, I just graduated with an environmental science degree from UH Manoa this spring.
That's amazing, sis.
Finally.
Yes. And you still continue to play ukulele as a soloist.
Yes.
You see, so education can happen while you're still in love with the ukulele, right?
For sure.
But I think now it kind of seems to me that you've progressed in your career. As I've been watching you with Azita, and also in the earlier part of your solo career, a lot of instrumental. But now I'm starting to hear you. I mean, a lot of times we tell people, please play your ukulele because it needs to find its voice, right? The more you play this instrument, the more it will find its voice. But it kind of seems like Honoka has found her voice too. When did you start incorporating vocal work in your performances?
So when we were doing Honoka and Azita has a beautiful voice, so I would do harmonies. Just little bit. And then I think just growing up, I honestly think I was tone deaf. I really, really think so. Because I would sing even, I mean, I didn't care, but my poor mom and dad had to sit through car rides of just tone deafness. And then I did try some vocal lessons with Azita, but I don't know, it was very difficult for me. And then years later, I just started to sing songs that I would always sing in the car and then try it out. And then eventually, now here we are. But I think during the pandemic, like a lot of artists kind of had time to be creative. Yes. And one of the things that I feel improved or helped me find my voice was just making reels, like the 15-second little bits and pieces.
Just a little snippets. Boop, boop, boop.
I feel you touch me in the pouring rain, and the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And then I would, do one take in front of the camera, and then afterwards I would put layers and layers. And I could be free again, free from my troubles and my sins, free from the tears inside, free from the fears I try to hide away. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you were having fun, not just developing your vocal skill, but having a little fun with tech as well.
Yes,
right?
For
Doing
sure.
all of those layers, video layers. Your voice has developed beautifully, sis. I have to tell you, I'm a musician and I'm a singer. You are not tone deaf. Because if you were, please believe me, I love you. I would tell you honestly.
Okay. Thank you.
You're not. You actually put out a lot of great music, and I have to be honest, I was surprised seeing you go solo, and not only I was pleasantly surprised, and I was so happy that you're doing this, but now you're playing. You're singing. You might have started off singing covers, but now you're songwriting. I saw Island of Love. I love that song.
Thank you.
So what has kind of helped you to evolve into now singer-songwriter?
Island of Love, I think the main thing was when I started my solo journey, my number one goal was I wanted to write music or put out music, play music that I would listen to. So
that totally makes sense.
Right. So
I can't imagine you playing heavy metal, but I could be wrong. It could happen. Heavy metal ukulele.
Damn. I might have to try. And then, so that was my number one goal. And then I guess playing instrumental is beautiful in its own way.
It is.
But
absolutely.
When you add lyrics to it, it's just easier to tell a story, right? So I just when I was in high school, I would write things down on just folder paper. And I have like stacks of folder paper in my room. And my first song, Island of Love, came from just one line from that stack of folder paper. And then I wrote that song in like 2 weeks in my living room. And some parts my brother helped me, some parts my dad helped me, because I was just in the living room trying to write this dang song. And then, 2 weeks, wrote Island of Love. And it was my first song I ever wrote as a solo artist.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And now knowing that, now I know it's collaborative. You have your family in that song. And it, when I listen to it, without even having seen the video, which is online right now, right? You got that on your YouTube channel and on your Instagram. Without even seeing it, I could actually picture you at the beach. Because I know you're a surfer girl. I know you love to hang at the beach. I know that that's also part of your lifestyle. But that's what I imagine. I imagine a beautiful sunny day at the beach, hanging out with the one you love. And then when I watched the video, I was like, she's reading my mind. But I think that's what the song just kind of lends itself to. It's got a lot of great hooks. So thank brother, thank dad, and thank you for putting out some great music.
Thank you.
So tell me what happens next. We've written one song. Is there an EP coming out? Is there an album?
I see.
Is there what are we looking at?
So I just came back from Japan. September to October, I was in Japan recording my first album.
Sister, I'm sorry, quick aside. I was on Instagram when she posted that she had her concert series and that tickets were available. And if I'm not mistaken, like literally like the next day or 2 days later, it was completely sold out.
I was as surprised as you were.
That was so awesome. And this was your first time in Japan after how many years gone?
I want to say 3 years. And it was my first time touring as a solo artist. Even at home, I don't do shows that's like Honoka and people come and buy tickets and watch me, right? So we had no idea going into it who was gonna come, if anyone was even gonna come, what kind of setting it was gonna be. So we kind of kept it on the smaller side. Intimate. So intimate. So it was anywhere between like a 30 people small cute cafe to like a bigger 80 people live house. And I posted it. I think I went to some of the venues and they told me we didn't even get to announce it. The phones were kind of blowing up, and then before they got to post it, it sold out in like a day or two.
Sister, congratulations.
So, thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I love that. So you definitely got to do more for Japan. Yeah. But you got to do some of that for us too here in Hawaii.
I would love to, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations on that, being in Japan. But I'm sorry, go ahead and continue with what's coming up in the future for Honoka.
Yeah, so I recorded my first album. We're in the mixing and mastering stage right now.
Who are you working with?
I'm working with my aunties and uncles in Japan that's been taking care of us since, we were young. And they actually record their own album, and I heard it and I thought it was beautiful. And I wanted this first album to be very collaborative and focused on just the vibe itself, delivering the feeling. And I think if I'm having fun, if we're all having fun, then everyone can feel that.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
I actually worked with they have a slacky band called Trail Mix, and
I'm hungry now.
Yeah. Their name,
Slacky or snacky? No, just kidding.
Yeah, they're amazing artists. Makalani and Ichimura-san. Yeah, so they helped me.
That's beautiful, sis. And when do we see that dropping? Sometime in 2023?
For sure.
2023? Nice. I love that. Well, family, you got a chance to meet Honoka. Honoka. No, just kidding. it's Honoka. And how can people follow you, sis? People wanna see your pictures. People wanna support the things that you're doing. People wanna get in on those concerts that might be happening here in Hawaii or across the continent or back in Japan. How can they do that?
Yeah, easiest way is my website, honokamusic.com. HONOKA music.com. And you can find all my social media there. Instagram is at Honoka Music, YouTube, Honoka Music, everything Honoka Music.
Love that. What would you say to somebody who's coming up? I mean, I know that you're in your early 20s, and I already see the influence that you have had on young players, most especially young girls. I have always been a proponent for the ukulele being the thing that youth can tell their stories with. Sometimes they're, not every child grows up in a happy situation, but the ukulele is a wonderful outlet for happiness, for sadness, for anger, for anything that and I have done this before. I've given ukuleles with a composition book and a pen, and I've always encouraged the youth that I give these ukuleles to please write your thoughts down. And who knows, one day you'll be able to take that ukulele and make music, kind of exactly like what you did with Island of Love, with your stack of lyrics or just thoughts or poems or lines of words that have become music. What would you say to these young people that are coming up and seeing the things that you're doing and seeing your accomplishments and kind of want to step their foot into playing the ukulele?
I think number one thing, whether you're young or
Experience.
Thank you.
Not old.
Experience. I think number one thing is just to have fun. So no matter where you're coming from, when you hold the ukulele equals fun, and everything else will fall into place.
Beautifully put. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for that thought. Ukulele is fun. It brings joy. It brings laughter. It brings music into any home. And we would encourage you to grab one for yourself and make like Honoka. Write your music, all right? I'm Lina Girl, Honoka, right here in the ʻUkulele Sound Studio for the Artist Spotlight series on The Breakdown. Aloha.